Hello, I'm called Tim, and it's around noon, so I am here with my live hangout. Today, I'll be reading from one of my short stories called The Decision Makers. You can find um, the whole series on Kindle, or you can find the individual stories at smashwords.com. Um, Either way, if you just want to read one or portions of one or two, but I'm going to be reading this whole one, so you'll see it. But if you want to own it and read it yourself and go through it, as with all of my works, you can click the link, which I will put in the description section. Okay, this first one is called Decision Makers. The first case. Welcome to Between the Cracks. I was asked about the Illuminati the other day, and my problem with them is that they are failing. Here you have a group of people that are supposed to be the most illuminated of the earth, so where are their solutions? Where is the evidence of all their brain power? The Illuminati are so focused on secret handshakes and meetings that they are failing to lead. And I don't think this was their plan all the time. I just don't think they're up to the task. You get an F, Illuminati. I'll see you the next time on Between the Cracks. Samuel recorded his little YouTube show like he did every day. He was one of the brightest men in New York City, a pure thinker. Sam's only problem was that he wore brown skin 40 years after the African community in the U.S. gave everything away for some fake integration. It was the largest sociological trick in human history. Sam would sleep on whatever sofa or floor he could find in his listeners' houses or apartments. He did not have many options, but it was good enough. Sam could discuss anything, and his patrons often picked his brain for a night's lodging. It was a small price for both sides. Everyone knew that Sam would share information for nothing, and that is why he always had some place to stay. If Sam's community was not so fractured, he would have been the founder of a movement. Ifs were pointless, so Sam plunged himself into learning and teaching. One day Sam was walking down to a bodega where a car was waiting for him. Men in shades and suits called him by name. These men were too polished to be law enforcement, so Sam knew this was his end. Sam sat in the back seat, smiled, and said, "What took you guys so long?" The man in the passenger seat of the car handed Sam a black sack to put over his head. Sam knew that the Illuminati were rigid when it came to rituals, so he put the sack on. The truth was that Sam was exhausted as a thinker in an age of reality shows and paper politics. He was led into a boardroom, pushed into a chair, and pushed up to a large table. The man who handed Sam the sack snatched it off of his head. A well-manicured man sat across from Sam. "Samuel, how are you today?" "I'm ready to die. I just want to know why you chose to get rid of such a powerless person like me." The man smiled. "We do not want to kill you, Samuel. We are calling your bluff. You often criticize us, so we want to know, can you do better? Plenty of people criticize you, and they actually have followings. All I have are 300 YouTube subscribers. They are minor figures throwing stones. You get it. Do you know this by fortune or analysis?" "Analysis." "We shall see. Here is a case for you." The man slid a folder to Sam for review. Sam read about a prison that is overcrowded. The prison is filled with the most violent people in the nation. He was to empty the prison to make room for new violent criminals. Sam slid the folder back to the man. "You can let them go, or stop creating the conditions for the violence," suggested Sam. "It is too late for that, Samuel. It is a simple case. Is it beyond your capacity? We thought you were such a great thinker, able to see between the cracks. Do I have a choice? You can refuse and walk out of here. You must know that cowardice has consequences. Sam stood up, turned, and walked out of the room. When he exited the building, it turned out to be an office building in Lower Manhattan. Sam walked to his sister's house in Midtown for a while and slept in the Port Authority bus station. Sam's blood relatives were not his best friends. Sam lived outside for the next few days so that he would not bring danger to those who loved him most. He would keep an eye on local news events. Sam noticed that children were dying in his old neighborhood of Brownsville, Brooklyn. The stories always started out with some kind of shooting or stabbing, but the victims were always children. One evening, Sam was in a Best Buy store when he saw the man who tried to recruit him talking to a reporter. The man was commenting as a man on the street. The man said, "It's a shame that babies have to die. I hope someone does something soon before we lose more people." Sam rushed to the office building where he was recruited. "I need to see," the person at the front desk handed him the case folder. "It's good to see you again, Samuel." Sam took the folder. This time, there was an envelope with the key attached to a keychain and an address written on it. The address was a small apartment building in his old neighborhood. Sam went to the first home that he'd had in years. First, he took a shower, then reviewed the case file. Sam also received a new identity. He was now D. Stone. Sam's ID card was exactly like any state ID except a tiny pyramid and a few spaces after the name. A book titled Tools of the New World was included in the folder. This book held all of the inventions and chemicals available to officers of the Illuminati. Sam visited the prison after reading through the tool book thoroughly. He showed his ID to the prison guard, and they rushed him to the warden after making a few phone calls. Stone walked around the prison to see the prisoners. He saw how comfortable they were in their captivity. In the yard, all the ethnic groups separated themselves, but from the guard tower, Stone could see them all doing the same things. He walked back to the front of the prison and told the warden, "Don't be here 3 days from now." Stone returned home to find a mobile phone on his table. The phone had one number in it. The contact name was Tahuti. Stone called the number. "Yes, I need 1 canister of I-NW-55. What is your plan?" "I will use 2 workers to attach the canister to the ventilation system. We will close all outside vents. In 8 hours, the prison will be ready for new inmates." "When do you want this?" "We go in tomorrow evening." "You will have it, and we look forward to your report." Stone went to the prison with 2 workers. All 3 wore uniforms with the company logo. The truck they rode had an address, telephone number, and email address. All of these were destroyed after the task was complete. The next morning, every living being in the prison was not living. This means inmates, staff, and pets. Stone wrote his report as the extraction team disposed of the bodies. Report to media. Today, blank prison suffered a gas leak. Maintenance workers are now repairing the pipes. The prison was evacuated overnight. The State Board of Prisons released the following statement. The prison complex where the incident took place is one of the older complexes in the state. Repairs are being made and upgrades will occur. The prison will be prepared for inmates again in 30 days. And that's the end of Decision Makers, the first case. I will read the next installment tomorrow. And then I'll be away for a week and a few days. To which case, I'll pick back up with the rest of the series. If any of my viewers or if anyone in the chat room want to speak now or forever hold your peace. Going once, going twice, Okay, be careful out there because it is a cruel world. And hopefully we can make it a little better. Take care of yourself.